Good evening, Mr. Smith, the OG of Delaware Central Apostolic. Okay, so we have a few questions for you.
Okay.
As you all know, we are celebrating our 25 years of Apostolic Delaware being in existence.
Mm-hmm.
So, to start this interview, I have 5 questions. Number one is, when and how did it all start?
Okay. I was, I think, the year 1999.
Oh, wow, long time.
Yeah, I think that was the year 1999. We were in New York.
New York.
Yeah. But then we joined the church in Kingsbridge Assembly. That was the first church in the whole U.S.
Apostolic Church?
Apostolic Church.
Okay.
That was on 184th Street and Kingsbridge in the Bronx.
In the Bronx, okay.
Yeah. Then the two of us, Deacon Owusu, then
Okay.
we had a contract here with the post office
Okay.
to come and haul mails.
Okay.
So we moved from New York to Delaware.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, we didn't know anybody. Yeah, but we had a guy who had the contract. That was Mr. Opon, and he brought us here.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were at 260 Christiana Road. Those,
The apartments?
apartment building,
Okay,
260 Christiana Road. Yeah, that was where we first landed. We didn't know anybody here. Yeah, didn't know anybody here. And then the job started at 1:30 a.m.
Okay.
And then we go up to Rehoboth, haul mail from the post office here,
Okay.
and then take it there. We didn't know anybody. But then one day, Deacon Owusu came and said, "Oh, there are Ghanaians here." Yeah, so he saw the Akowa.
Okay.
And so there are Ghanaians who meet every Saturday, yeah, for Bible studies. So we joined them.
Okay.
Saturdays for the Bible studies. And then it kept growing. Yeah, we got to know ourselves, it kept growing. And then one day we suggested our number is big, getting bigger. So why don't we turn it to a church?
Okay.
Then there was there's Sam Nelson and the family, and Akowa and the family, and some other Pastor Pamedako. Yeah, and so that's where we meet. We joined them at Akowa's place, house, and every week we alternate.
Okay.
This Saturday we'll do it here, and then the next Saturday we'll go to
Somewhere else.
Chester.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Sam Nelson's house. That's where the whole thing started.
So at this point, it was just families that
families
came together. Okay.
for a Bible study meeting. Yeah. Then our number was getting higher, so we said, okay, why don't we turn it to a church?
Okay.
Then Pastor Daku supported it, so he wanted to be the pastor. And I said, no. We can't be a pastor. We haven't seen you pastoring a church. So he had a certificate. So, okay, show us the certificate. That was me and him. The reason why I said that was we were from a church in, they call it UAB in New York. That was the first African church. And then it came to a time that on accountability basis, the guy said he used his blood to establish the church, so he's not accountable to anybody. Then that brought the spread.
Okay.
Yeah, and then people form Apostolic Church, people also form the Church of Pentecost. So I did not buy into one-man church. Because they knew themselves here, and we were new, so they didn't take our suggestion. But we didn't lose it. We called by then the superintendent who was in charge of the whole U.S. is Apostle Victor Oswald Boafu. So we called him that there are a group here and we want to form a church, so he should come and talk to them since he is the apostle. Yeah. So he came, and that day we were going to Chester for the Bible study. So we went with him to Chester, and he tried to convince them. We left it there because they didn't buy into the idea of giving it to Apostolic Church. So that was it from there. Then later on, they gathered themselves again. Let's all form one Ghanaian church. So when we go back home, everybody will go back to his or her own mother church. I didn't buy it. So we started with Deacon, and then one pastor, Alan Fowl. He was also living with us at 2 Sister Christiana Road. So he said, why don't we start praying? So we start praying with him in the house. And then we said, wow. Then one day I said, okay, these people say they were going to form a church. So let me go to their place and see what is happening. So the first meeting was at American Heart Association in Newark, behind the Home Depot.
Okay.
Yeah, the Christiana Hospital.
Yeah, area
there. Yeah. So that was the place, and then there was fire, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. We didn't understand ourselves. We fought there, and that brought the whole meeting to an end. And then we shared the instruments. We had the congas.
Okay.
Yeah, we shared the congas. We had the congas. So we came and then put it in Akowa's basement. And then everybody, we were all hanging around. Then the next week, we said, okay, let's go get the place of worship. Apostle Boafo told us that in apostolic, even you can start with 5 people as a church. So okay, so we started. That Pastor Fowl, Alan Fowl, led us to an African American church. They worship in the morning. That is on 273 Lutheran. Okay. The Lutheran church, opposite the Lutheran church, there was a small, there was a fitting shop, and then the small church was there. So the guy said, okay, they will close around 11, and then we say, well, okay, we'll come in the afternoon. So he gave us the place, and then I think the first day we were about 8 or 10 people. And then the tithe and offering was $47. But the guy was charging us $50. Yeah. So yeah, we will find some to pay. But then they also bought the congas that very day for the service, because we didn't know what to do with the breakaway group, the one we had. So he had the congas, and then he was playing the congas. I was on praise and worship doing because of the military. Yeah. Jama. So we did. That's the way we started it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the way. So our first meeting was opposite the Lutheran church. There was a small church there. That's where we had. And Apostle Boafu came to dedicate the church. That was the first day.
Okay, so let's fast forward from that location to, I think we went to the Presbyterian church.
From that location we didn't go to Presbyterian church because we couldn't pay for the guy every 15. Yeah, because people didn't understand the church, the tithe and offerings. They weren't paying anything. So we find a place at Old Baltimore Pike.
Okay.
United Auto Workers, UAW.
Okay.
It's over there, yeah. So we went there. I think we went there for about 3 times. But this guy who is in charge there is always smoking, even when we are preaching. He's in the room. He won't even go out. He's in the room smoking.
What do you got?
He, and then we say, oh no, we can't do that. Then Apostle Boafu told us he's going to give us somebody who's in the person of Apostle Aite.
Okay.
But then he was in Boston.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's going to bring him here. So Apostle Aite came on a recce mission. Yeah, and when he came, he said, oh, he loved this place. Yeah, but then Apostle, who's the apostle? What's the name? But the Boston Apostle Akufu was then an elder. Yeah, but he was doing well. So Apostle said, 2 pastors cannot stay in that place there. So he has to make him a pastor and then leave him there so that he can also move to Delaware. So that was a good idea. But when he came here, I said, Apostle, we have a big guy here. He's a big fish. And if we get him, we are secure because he knows the terrain. The whole Delaware, people know him very well. And he's the person of Edakowa. So we took him to Edakowa's house. And then with his experience, we went to him and he said, now I'm going to give the church to you. I made you a church father of the house. And that's the way we had the Akowa to the team. And with him, because he is old here and the people knew him, that was it.
The mayor of Delaware.
The mayor of Delaware. Yeah. He was the mayor. And as a matter of fact, we suggested apostolic. But the job was done by Akowa. Yeah, telling people, because with us, nobody knew us.
Right.
Yeah. And he, oh, come on. We started picking up the members. Yeah. So we left the UAW hall and then we came to Akowa's basement.
Basement, okay.
Yeah. By then, my house was the mission house because that's where the apostles stayed.
Okay.
Yeah, apostle was there and the offices, everything we created office for them at my house. Yeah. So it came to a time that so the church is growing and Akowa's basement was too small for us. So one day we said, okay, he suggested, let's go to Heritage Presbyterian and see if those people will give us a place of worship. God so good when we went, I think Pastor Power, yeah, that's his name.
I think I remember that.
Power.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pastor Power. Then he said, what is our tenets? We didn't know. Then we told him, okay, we'll call our apostle to come and then. So as soon as Apostle Boafu came and then gave him the tenets of the church, he said, when do you guys want to start? Yeah, so that's where we got, he gave us a place there. And with that place, the church grew. That was the time Apostle Aite moving. A lot of guys, young guys that were here, they started joining us because we were showing movies in my house and we created a whole lot of activities, playing soccer and all that. So it attracted most of the young guys to the church. And then we had Elder Nelson and family join. And the mother, the sisters, all the family, from Chester.
Yeah, the big Nelson family.
The big, yeah. So, hey, the church was growing so far.
Yeah.
And because it was not a doctrinal, we were not using any doctrine.
Yeah.
We just make it a church that everybody, because that was the strategy Apostle Aite used. Yeah. So we had a whole lot and we helped people. Yeah, the love was so great. If we hear this, we were there. If someone dies, we're there to help. People who are looking for jobs, by then I knew a whole lot of places that we can get a job. So I took so many people to places where they could get a job. So people were coming to the church. Yeah. Then you guys came, Pastor Ike and family also joined. Pastor Ike and the family joined. Who else? The Dapas, the Yafrim Pomas, a whole lot of families. Yeah, they started joining the church with Bamfua and what they call the Sandra. Nana, your sisters, they formed the group singing. Yeah. Then when the church, one day, Apostle Boafu came with the Nkumses.
Okay.
Yeah, with the Nkumses and said they had their son. They were then in Pensacola,
New Jersey.
New Jersey. They did a good job. They were traveling about 20 miles one way. And every Sunday they were coming. Yeah, despite the accidents and all those things, they were there. So that is where we started this heritage. And heritage, we formed the main fellowship over there.
Okay.
Yeah, when we had a main fellowship, that was Pastor Mauna. Yeah, he was then the leader. Yeah, so we created a whole lot celebrating the Ghana independence, and we invited Alan Chamatin.
Okay.
Then he was the ambassador to the U.S. Ghana ambassador to U.S. So he came down to talk to us. He was the guest speaker. And a whole lot of activities that we created. So the church grew. Yeah. And then while we left, listen, the Kenyans group also joined us. They wanted a place too. They were given a place, but there were a whole lot of this in between them and us. So we decided to find a place. To move from that place. Yeah.
At that point, how many? What do you think our number was?
Oh,
I know we were a lot.
We were a lot. Even our number was even greater than right what we have now. Yeah, yeah, it was a lot. We were about almost getting to about 200.
200. Wow.
Okay. We were about 150. 200. Then that even didn't bother these people. We were paying 300 at that place.
Okay.
Yeah. Then later on they increased it to 500. Yeah. But all of a sudden something happened about the transfer of Apostle Haiti to go back to Ghana, and that break the camel's back. Because some group were saying that we should give them a time so that we can, because he started the church here, we wanted some time so we can bid him a good prepare and bid him a good farewell. But they say no, the church is like a military. When they say move, you have to move. But some of us, with the love that we have and the mind that we use in building the church, that wasn't their mind. Yeah, so it caused a spread. It caused a spread. Well, but within that spread, then they brought in Pastor Richard to take over from Apostle Haiti. Yeah, and that's where we started to move from that place.
Pastor Richard was still around when
Pastor Richard was still around.
Here, so he was
under
Haiti.
Okay. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Pastor Richard came here on the ticket of Apostle Haiti. Yeah, he said he has a son in Ghana, but he would be a good use for us if he's here. So we gathered ourselves, get him the ticket, and he came. Yeah, so he was here. He was also in my house. The two of them were there, and the Spirit came, and then they said he should take over.
Okay. And then that led us to 273.
273. Even when going there, it was tough because we were paying 500, and 273 we were going to pay 3,000 plus.
Oh, wow. 10 times.
Yeah,
almost.
we were going to pay 3,000 plus. So people say we can't go. People say this, but we encourage ourselves, and then we'll move to 75 Christiana.
So I think at this point you've answered numbers 2 and 3 already, because I was going to ask you what discouraged you, because some of those things you mentioned were very discouraging, and then some of the challenges you already explained. Some of these challenges. So and then 273. I mean, can you talk a little bit about 273?
Oh yeah, 273 was a warehouse.
Yeah.
There was nothing that we had to fix it.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the money. Yeah. Yeah, we managed to have a little money to place where the church place. But then the offices, nothing was just over. So we met and then said all workers meeting and discuss how we can get money to, if somebody can give us a loan or something. And I said, no, I have materials for my basement. I bought material from everything to drywall or everything. So I give it up. So I brought them all out. So we use it, cables, everything. We didn't get anything outside. Everything in my basement, I brought it, and then we fixed the place, make offices, toilet, kitchen, which I was the engineer to
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades. And thanks to Brother Charles Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, he has his own job, but he trained me in such a way that you can do it, Okofu. So you do it, if anything, call me. Yeah, so when he comes, then he comes to correct
The little mistake.
okay. Yeah. And then we had a church on the same 273, some African American.
Yeah, it was next to
Yeah. And the guys helped a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, the pastor gave us some men to help us also fix the place.
And then
And that is where we started. Lest I forgot, in this place, Heritage, that was when they ordained the elders. And our first presiding elder was Sam Nelson.
okay.
Yeah, our first presiding elder was Sam Nelson. The wife, late Auntie Rose, was the secretary.
Okay.
Yeah, they made them deaconesses. And that's where
That's right. Okay.
they made the first ordination. And Akowa, the Wusu. Yeah.
That's a bit of history. So in our books, he's the first presiding elder.
He's the first presiding elder.
That's big.
Yeah, he's the first presiding elder, Sam Nelson.
And then from there, we've grown.
We've grown,
And then
we that was where you guys came in. You and your dad.
no, actually, we came.
Who came
we were at Heritage. We were there before even the Nkumses came.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were before that. Yeah.
Okay. So
when we came, Apostle Aite has just come and he was taking over. And I remember Pastor Richard too has just.
All right.
They were here before us,
Before
but
us,
it was
okay.
maybe like a couple months before.
Before you guys came in. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 273, you guys were there, and the place we were growing.
Yeah.
And then we had Apostle Lomote.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Apostle Lomote came in and he said, we can't be renting a place all the time. So he brought about every church should get his own building. So he initiated that.
Okay.
So we started looking for places, and then luckily Charles Kunedu and the others also
came from New York.
New York, yeah. And then they joined us. So with his experience in church purchasing, he is a good treasure that we had.
Yeah.
So they helped, and then we had 2042.
Sunset Lake.
Sunset
Which is the
Lake.
current.
That's the current right now.
And I also want to say that when every building that we moved to, you were the overseer,
Structural engineer.
the engineer of everything.
Engineer.
You took care of 273. We went to 22 Sunset.
We were there.
You were also there every day.
We were there. And this
Construction.
thanks to Charles Brown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy did a lot. He didn't charge us free. I learned a lot from him too. Yeah. So when we went there, we didn't have money to save.
Yeah.
But that place, before even we were moving to the house, we needed some money to put to our bank, because the money there, they will not give us the loan. So Area A Superintendent, what's the name? Pastor Dancote.
Okay.
But then he was in charge of Virginia.
Yeah.
So Virginia was to purchase a church building, but they haven't got a space, but they have money down. So he took their money, about 150,000, and brought it to us to deposit it in our account, so that it will bring us up, so we can buy
where we are now.
So he did a good job to help us, and
a lot of hands.
and everybody was on board. Yeah. So.
Well, now it looks like from where we were to where we are now, it looks like we're a big church in Delaware, and a lot of people know who we are now.
Yes.
So my next question is, what are you most proud of? What we've accomplished so far.
If there's any, I almost cry. That was when I saw my grandchild, Elijah Osei, preach about 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
There was nothing better than that.
Yeah, I'm sure you never imagined.
I never imagined
when we started
where we started, and then
Sunday.
One Sunday, my grandchild mount the pulpit, and then preaching. That is an accomplishment.
Yes. That's a very good example.
Yeah, that is an accomplishment. That alone
Worth it.
is worth more than what I desire. So I think there's a lot of potential that you guys are building. Yeah, a lot of potential, because look at a guy like, what's his name, Kevin. Kevin was on her grandmother's lap every time.
when it all started, I remember.
Yeah, and now look at him. So if we will keep that love going on, I think the sky is the limit.
And also, you said in the beginning how you guys love each other. You guys were there for each other.
Oh yes.
Funerals and doing all that.
Funerals, especially on 75 Christiana Road. When we hear somebody's in trouble,
yeah, you are there.
I'm there. Oh, Nikune wo Oniobia, Mumia Asaro, then I will bring it. People will be cursing me. People will be, okay, if that is the case, then put funeral home here. Let everybody know that Apostolic Church is a funeral home.
But what I was going to say is that's tradition that you and others started with,
Oh yeah.
it's still going through the church, and I know
that-
a lot of new members who have come in are testifying to the fact that the love that they feel now.
Oh yes.
and I can
yes,
equate
yes,
that to
yes, yes.
what you did in the beginning.
Yes. I mean, I always say of Akowa, he has that heart for that.
Yes.
Yeah, of Akowa has that for that. Yeah. So I think now we'll hand it over to you guys. So you continue in this. You know, you're not going to get what you want to be. I don't know how I'll put it. To Senya, because it's a church.
Yeah, we have a different mind.
They have different mindset.
You're working with different people.
Working with different people. So we have to come together.
Yeah.
You know, but I hate hypocrisy. I hate when you see big men around and you start doing something for them to see.
Yeah.
That's what I don't. No. Because I know in my military background, we don't leave a wounded soldier behind.
Right.
What we all have, even when we were drunkards, when we were smoking, when you don't see your friend that you smoke with, you will hide the jot until you see him. So when we come to Christianity, why don't you practice that?
The same.
Yeah, people will want to be like, oh my God. So that is me. I'm Kabonga. But I'm okay. I'm
okay,
happy what God is doing in there. Yeah.
So last question is, where do you see, we're celebrating 25 years from where we started. So now, in the next 25 years, what do you see?
I don't know. With the little that I've seen with
or what you wish to see.
Oh, I know that the church is going to blow up.
Yes.
Big time. Yeah. And now with you guys, if you allow the Spirit to work with you and give you the direction that you should go, and don't rely on people, what this will say, because I always say, what? So anything that comes in the church, you have to be quiet.
Yeah.
Just pray, because God knew what He was doing with us. Yeah, you might not agree at that time, and it will hurt you. You say, this, but you don't know what God is doing. He's using that moment to change things around. Yeah, but I know this is not the end of it all. Yeah, this is not the end of it all. But I hate hypocrisy. That's all. I don't. So I thank you guys for the love that you give me.
No.
Anytime I come there, I'm like a king.
You are our king. You are a celebrity.
You know,
we appreciate you.
And that alone is more than a rank.
Yeah.
That alone is more than
It's
a
all
rank.
because of how or what you did.
Yeah.
And how you handled yourself, how you
Situation,
handle
how
people.
you bring people together.
Yep. People remember.
Yeah, how you bring people together. You don't. People talk about people so much. No, I don't. No.
Yeah.
I knew where I come from.
Yeah.
I knew the type of person that I was because for God's grace, where now I am. So I don't look down on people. No. Give people the chance. One day you don't know what they can do.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, man. Yeah.
So
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh,
God
dear,
bless
Kasa.
you.
God bless you. God bless you.
We wouldn't be where we are without you. I don't see us being here. With
And I
not
thank
in the
you
picture.
guys very well because now I'm using computers because of you.
You want to look directly here and wish the church 25th.
Oh, I wish you all the best. And if you continue in this trend, I don't think you lack anything. Yeah. You
Happy 29.
give your heart to God. Happy 25th anniversary. God bless you all.